This gentleman says, Bedros, really awesome podcast. I watch every episode. I'm really grateful. He says, life has been really tough for me lately. I used to make $300,000 a year, and now I make $32,000 a year. My children's mother broke my heart. She left me for another man. She left me feeling broken, useless, unwanted, and abandoned. I doubt myself on everything, and I can't seem to stop. How do I get past this hard time in life?
First of all, I want to tell this guy, and every single one of you watching and listening to this, man, I appreciate you guys watching, listening to the Bedros Keuilian Show. I'm just grateful that my life experiences have been able to add value to your life. The biggest thing that I ask for any one of you is to pay it forward. As you heal, as you evolve, you become the 2.0 self, you self-actualize, pay it forward to others. That's the greatest payment you can give me. So with that said, like, man, my heart bleeds for this guy. Like, seems like the wife left for another man. He's got kids. He used to make $300,000 a year, and now he's making $30,000 a year. Like, he's in a place where he feels hopelessness. He feels despair. He probably feels suicidal. And I hope, brother, if you're listening, that is the last thing, the furthest thing from your mind, man, because exiting is not the thing that's going to help anyone. Not your kids, not you, not future people you're going to impact and serve. So with that said, you know, I just made an episode called How to Unfuck Yourself. And so if this Q&A session comes out after that, in fact, let's just do this. Ed, can you make sure, or whoever's in charge in this room, can you guys make sure that this Q&A session comes out after the Unfuck Yourself episode? Yeah, so there's a full episode on how to unfuck yourself. Watch that episode. Listen to that episode if you're in a place where your life ambush got you. Like, you were making $300,000 a year, everything's going great as far as you can tell, and then boom, the bottom falls out of your life. Maybe it was the pandemic. Maybe she left you. Maybe someone died. Whatever it is. And guess what? We are human. When we get heartbroken, when we are left in a puddle of our own mess, there is a time of where we have to lick our own wounds, but you need to time collapse that and do that as quickly as possible. Get back on your feet. I'm not saying fake it till you make it. I'm saying like feel sorrow, go through the grieving process. And then at some point, man, this dude's got to get mad. He's got to get upset. He's got to get angry and go, you know what? That bitch left. That's her issues, not mine. I'm going to go back to making $300,000 a year, and then I'm going to double that to $600,000. I'm going to double that again to $1.2 million, and then I'm going to be in better shape than I was when I was with her. I'm going to have a more positive mental attitude. I'm going to be an even better father to my kids, and then I will find the woman who will be the queen to the king that I am. Like, that is the ultimate solution. You know, my friend Andy Frisella says that the ultimate rebellion is becoming the best version of yourself. And I think that's very true, man. Like, you may not be able to control what happened to you if someone leaves you or a disaster or a life ambush happens, but you can absolutely control the next version of the self that you become. Right. And I'm saying time collapse, hurry up and become that person. And in the process, you will attract, not look for, but you will attract your actual soulmate, life partner who you belong with.
For sure. I know I forgot where I heard it from, but I'd heard that there's basically, when a man goes to a situation like this, there's really only two paths. He either goes downhill, or he goes, like, he's just, like you said, angry, but that fuels him to just better. Yeah. He wants to get in better shape. He wants to make more money. He wants to do this. So it's just aggressively up or aggressively down. There's pretty much only two options. That's it. And ain't nothing wrong with going aggressively down. Yeah. But don't stay there. Don't camp out and fucking pitch a tent and make that your fucking home base. Go down, lick your wounds, realize, like, Tim Grover says this well too. He says, when you fail, don't be so quick to get up. He says, when you fail, sit there for a minute and understand, like, what happened? What happened? How can I make sure I don't repeat that pattern again? And then get up and execute. So you might go aggressively down, temporarily figure out what happened, lick your wounds, feel your sadness, and then angrily and aggressively go up. Right, right. And I remember, you can also remember this, like, when it rains, it pours. It's just kind of how it goes. There's, like you said, there's winning seasons, losing seasons. Yeah. I remember I was getting my ass kicked in 2019. There was a month, I think it was February or March, somewhere around there. And it just seemed like every week there was something just, like, hitting me, dude. Like, life was just beating me down. I was like, I can't get a break. And so what happened at first was my wife and mom got into an argument, and then we had to figure out where to go. We were still living at that mom's house at the time, so that was stressful. I was not in the position financially to be able to move us somewhere. And then the next week, I was borrowing my father-in-law's brand new Audi and then got in a car accident. It wasn't my fault. Somebody rear-ended me at the intersection.
Yeah.
That was another thing I was stressed about. And then after that, I'm working at Men's Warehouse, and I get a text from Betsy saying, hey, we need to talk when you get home. Didn't think anything of it because every time she tells me that, it's nothing important. And then I get home, and then she's holding a pregnancy test. And that's when we figured out we were pregnant for the first time. And so it was just back to back to back to back. I'm like, I'm 24. I can't have a kid all this time. So anyways, when it rains, it pours. These seasons will come, but realize it makes you stronger, and you'll make it through and be fine.
That's it. It's the human condition. And if you choose to stay defeated, how does that help anyone? If you have kids, if you have a family, there's always someone that you're a role model to, right? So I always say, like, hey, you're either going to be a cautionary tale or you're going to be an example. I always picture like someone's always watching. And even when I didn't have a platform, a YouTube, a podcast, a whatever, like I always figured like someone is watching, a coworker, my boss, someone is watching, and they're like, this guy's a loser or he's a winner. And I'm always going to check off that winner box. Even when I'm losing, I'm just going to find a way to start winning.